Ugh. Good morning. I'm not quite up yet. But here we go. I'm doing this. Ugh. Excuse me if I don't pronounce words right. We'll see how awake I am. Proverbs 16. To a man belongs the preparations of the heart, but from Yahweh is the answer of the tongue. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh weighs the spirits. Commit your works to Yahweh, and your plans shall be established. Yahweh has made all for his purpose, and also the wrong for the day of evil. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Hand to hand he goes, not unpunished. By loving commitment and truth, crookedness is pardoned. And in the fear of Yahweh, one turns away from evil. When a man's ways please Yahweh, he makes evil his enemies to be at peace with him. He makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than a large income without right ruling. A man's heart plans his way, but Yahweh establishes his step. An oath is on the lips of the sovereign, and right ruling his mouth trespasses not. A right scale and balance are of Yahweh. All the weights in the bag are his work. It is an abomination for sovereigns to commit wrongness, for a throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of sovereigns, and they love him who speaks what is straight. The sovereign's wrath is a messenger of death, but a wise man appeases it. In the light of a sovereign's face is life, and he delights is like a cloud, and his delight is like a cloud of latter rain. How much better it is to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is preferable to silver. The highway of the straight is to turn away from evil. He who guards his life watches over his way. Before destruction comes pride, and before a fall a haughty spirit. Better to be lowly in spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. He who acts wisely concerning the word finds good, and blessed is he who trusts in Yahweh. The wise-hearted is called discerning, and sweetness of lips increases learning. Understanding is a fountain of life to him who has it, but the disciplining of fools is folly. Is that right? Okay. The heart of the wise gives discretion to his mouth, and he increases learning to his lips. I need some caffeine. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the being and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. He who labors for himself, for his mouth drives him on. A man of what is that? Belial's plot evil. I can't pronounce that. Belial plots evil, and on his lips it's like a burning fire. A perverse man sends forth strife, and a whisper separates intimate friends. A ruthless man entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good, winking with his eye to plot perversity. Moving his lip he shall bring about evil. Gray hair is a crown of adorning. It is found in the way of righteousness. He who is patient is better than the mighty, and he who rules over his spirit than he who rules over his spirit than he who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but every decision by it is from Yahweh. Don't be proud. Don't be raised up. Don't be haughty. Be lowly in spirit. It's better to be poor and with Yahweh than to be rich and not. It's a good word. Everything we do should be for God. And if we do those things, if our plans are in alignment with Him, then they will succeed. That's actually something that I've been, kind of walking through myself right now. Our plans for basically, having a homestead lifestyle and moving out into the country and doing all these things. I tried to force it myself. I tried to get us out there quicker instead of relying on faith and, relying on God's timing. I didn't really pray or ask God about it. I was just like, we can do this. We'll do this on our own. We'll get out there. And that failed miserably. It's not great. It still is not great. I mean, it's better now, but there was a few weeks / month and a half that I was basically like in the depths of why, God, why was I so stupid? And basically He was like, you did that. That was your stupidity, son. So my wife was in the military, and for a few years I was just not happy because I wasn't really working. I was a stay-at-home dad, and that is a great joy. I don't know. I think it's a unique opportunity as a father to be a stay-at-home father and spend a lot of time with your kids. Like, most guys don't get that, but I also understood that men are supposed to work. It's our role, right? We're supposed to be providers, and my wife was out there not only doing all the work, but also being in the danger, which tore at me. It deeply tore at me, and I get it. There's going to be probably some random feminist someday who goes, oh my God, what a misogynistic. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, we have our roles, right? Yah tells us to be providers and to be protectors, and He tells our wives to be nurturers and caregivers. And the roles were reversed, and it was eating away at me. And my wife saw it. She knew it was bothering me, and I had a few conversations with her about it. There may have been 1 or 2 arguments about it. So when her 8-year enlistment was coming up, I was kind of heavily pushing, like, let's go, let's come out of her, my people, let's get some land, let's do this. And I guess she kind of was like, yeah, she was starting to see it too. Fortunately, we didn't really plan. We didn't count the cost, and that was whenever that proverb comes around about counting the cost, that was not great. We flung ourselves out of Virginia into the Midwest, heavily in debt, not ready. House still hasn't sold. We're still waiting on that blessing. I mean, luckily the arrangement we have, it's being taken care of, but we're still waiting for it to sell. So, and it's kind of one of the things holding up our purchasing of land right now. But got a camper, had to borrow money from my dad because my original plan of financing a nice camper for us to live in fell through. So we got a We got a mid-tier camper, I guess. It's okay, but it's not what I was thinking of. It's not what I wanted. It's definitely not enough for us. It's not big enough. We are severely lacking in space in the thing. And yeah, it's been a struggle session. There were days during the summer where I actually preferred being in my truck than being in the camper because it was just so hot. And I kind of felt guilty at times because when I was in my truck, I was like, AC. I knew my wife was dealing with hot and 3 children, all also hot. So, I mean, it was a struggle. It was and still kind of is a struggle session, but things are better. You know, through a lot of repentance. Praise Yah. He's been kind of, walking us through this, showing you like, hey, I got you, but you've got to plan better next time. And we've been blessed in a lot of ways. This is not a complain fest or whining fest. It just, there were things that we had to go through. There were things that we had to learn, especially counting the cost was a big one. And we're even doing that right now with hopefully this property that we're looking at. As long as it doesn't sell in the next few months, we should be able to obtain it in a sustainable way for our income and in a smart way. So, all right, I gotta get up and get rolling. I'm looking forward to hopefully being home tonight. Please. I really don't need them to send me to Arkansas or somewhere next, because I'd like a night in my own bed. Anywho, I'll catch you all next time. Shalom.